Ooh, you guys, we have an exciting day. We are going to be adding a beautiful piece of structure to the garden. It is the Freyr Trellis from Seattle Urban Farm Company. It ticks all the boxes. It is beautiful. It is simplistic in its design. It's very industrial. It is made to last. I actually had a chance to connect really quickly with Hillary at the Northwest Flower and Garden Show. I immediately told her, I was like, I need one of these in my life. And I am so happy to purchase it and support your company. So let's bust into the box. This is my new Freyr Trellis from Seattle Urban Farm Co. They have produced this in several really beautiful colors. They have charcoal, a lavender, dandelion yellow, and a powder blue. For me, it was really down to the charcoal and that dandelion yellow that they had. I just think both of them are lovely. So you are going to see the happy medium that I've walked away with. All right, so when you receive your box, you are going to notice a little read before you assemble, as well as a code on the front. Once you scan this, it really walks you through setting up your Freyr trellis in some super easy, simple steps. Basically just a little note letting you know some helpful hints. There's this funny note encouraging you to use dish soap, which I find to be hilarious, but it really helps protect the powder coating that's been applied to all the pieces, and I definitely don't want to scratch that up. So included in this box, you have a really actually amazing setup guide that walks you through a lot of different things, planting edibles as well as actually dahlias in here. So that's kind of cool. So definitely going to use that. Actually, this is really well packaged. Okay, these are gorgeous. You're gonna come in with all the segments that are needed. For this setup, we've got 12 in here. Gotta kind of open this gently so I don't scratch anything underneath. Ooh, okay, here are all the connector pieces. Okay, this is really well packaged. Okay, you've got these little caps for during the winter so you can leave the anchors in the ground. All of these are universal connector pieces. These are super sturdy. And this is the top bar for connecting the top piece of the trellis. Okay, and those are to cap. Ooh, okay, cool. So, okay, here are the caps for pounding these guys in. Holy crackers. Oh, they're not messing up. This thing is huge. Okay, and that is so cool right there. This is like branding dreams for me. That is amazing. So what I love is that they have thoughtfully made this so any water that collects in here will automatically drip out into the soil. And they've also made it so you can, if you want, you can pound this into the ground, or you can attach it to the outside of a wood bed. Obviously, we are going to be pounding this into the ground because my beds are concrete. Oh, wow. Let's check that thing out. Let's get to assembling. This is just a great quick hit resource guide. I am going to be utilizing this in the bed you see right here. Now in the middle, I have placed 3 lemon cucumber plants that are already taking off on me. On the left, I have my blue lake pole beans, and on my right, I have my Oriental Wonder yard-long beans. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to be making mine this 8-foot length right here. So I'm going to need 4 pipes that are going to run across. And then I'm actually, since I know my pole beans are going to grow super duper tall, I'm going to take it to the max, which is 7 feet. So I'm going to be connecting every single one of the pipes that they have sent with me. To set up the Freyr trellis, you really only need a few tools. Most important, you're going to need either a rubber mallet. This is a little baby sledgehammer. You can use a traditional hammer, something that you're going to pound the anchors into the ground. You are also going to need a tape measure. I want to make sure that mine is centered properly, that is the same distance from the edge of the bed. You will also need a level. This is super important so that when you have everything constructed, it is not leaning to one side and your anchors are actually a great level point in the ground. And then last but not least, you are going to need some dish soap. This was a brilliant trick. Just a little bit at the top, maybe like a teaspoon. I rubbed it around and it popped right into place and no scratches on the powder coating. I'm going to start by making the top bar, which is going to be 4 across. And then I need my finials as well. These are super easy to thread together. Okay, so I have my 4 pieces all connected together, and so the very last step is actually going to be attaching this super cool finial. This thing is really sturdy. So I want to center the trellis in this bed, so it needs to really be about 39 inches in from each end. And I do have flexibility here in terms of where I'm going to position this thing. But that seems about right there. Let's make sure we are 6 inches to center. All right, excellent. So I'm going to get this thing started. Let's get this little cap in. I faced it inward, but I guess I could probably face it outward too. I don't think it matters. That's pretty good. It's gonna be about right there. Let's see here, about right there. Great. Okay, so 39 inches. Great. 6 inches to the center of this thing. All right, so I really at least want it there. Okay, so I'm gonna err on the side of caution and just have it in a little bit to give myself a little bit more wiggle space. Okay, so 6 inches to center. Alrighty. I think just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna pluck these guys out. Great. Now, I think ideally you would definitely wanna plant after installing this bad ride, but I got overly excited as per usual, and I just needed to throw some things in the ground. All right, so to level this thing out, I'm just gonna put these little black caps on, and so we can balance this post on top and see where we end up. I'm putting a tube on a flat surface. Okay, so this side actually has to come down a wee bit. Oh, I'm not supposed to pound on this black thing. All right. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, amazing. One thing to take into consideration when you're assembling this is what surface you are going to rest the end piece on. So in my garden bed area, we have gravel laid down in the center. Unfortunately, that is going to scratch the heck out of the powder coating. So we've simply just taken a little piece of foam from the packing material and we're laying it on that. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to put this thing in. Oh my gosh. This thing is huge. Oh yeah, I'm way off. Much better. That's about good right there. This thing is gonna be fantastic. Oh yeah, I'm off. Do this. All right, kids, this is where she gets a little bit weird. We're supposed to put just a little bit of soap on it. Okay, this feels wrong. Okay, I'm gonna have to wash my hands real quick. Kind of am not quite sure how this is gonna go, but this is like my max height, my max Kate height. Okay, I think that's good. Woo! We did it, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think it's perfect. All right, friends, so we have the trellis constructed behind me, and now this is where it becomes a little bit of choose your own adventure. It depends on what you want to grow on this trellis and how you want to approach that. So I had walked through a couple of different ideas. One thought I had was actually stringing like a nylon netting across it to grow my beans and my cucumbers up. Instead, I wanted to incorporate this super bright yellow because I feel like even functional spaces can be beautiful. So we're gonna bring in the little bright yellow. I'm gonna show you how we are going to use these compostable clips. Seattle Urban Farm Co. has great tutorials both on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll link all their details below, and you can see how they decide to utilize their Freyr trellis. So we're gonna go on this guy. I'm gonna tie a little knot in the end here. Now, this is actually gonna be the first time that I am growing my cucumbers really totally vertically. Okay, so I'm gonna take one side of this and weave my little clip through, and it actually is gonna go behind, back in here, behind that little hinge, and snaps into place just like that. Perfect. Now, had these been smaller, I actually would have just simply twisted this up as I go. However, I kind of got off to the races a little bit early, so I may use additional clips to get this guy headed in the right direction. But so far so good, and then hopefully their little tendrils will take over in no time. Already this is looking so much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue down. We're gonna train up these beans, and then we're ready to simply watch and enjoy the action. Okay, so probably for those keeping track at home, if you're gonna do, what, a 7-foot trellis, you're gonna get 15 strings out of one ball of their hemp twine. So I probably should have bought 2. That's okay, I got more. Okay, so what are my thoughts on the Freyr trellis? First of all, it's gorgeous. I love that it's a timeless design. And the thing that as I get older that I'm appreciating more and more is I want to buy something of really good quality that is going to last. And from the second you pick up these pieces, you're like, this is not a traditional trellis that you're gonna find in a store. These pieces are incredibly durable. They're very good, heavy, just like a nice heavy weight in your hand, if that makes any sense. Everything went together flawlessly, super smooth, super easy. You do not need to be a rocket scientist to put this together. Also, I was actually concerned that I was gonna need help doing this. For reference, I am only, we'll call it 5'4" on a good day. And so for me, putting this together at max height, I could actually do it all by myself. It wasn't very cumbersome at all. I feel like nothing really caught me by surprise here. It's so simple and straightforward and classic. It's just gonna be a garden workhorse for you. I do love that it comes in several colors. I personally really love the gray. It's just like nice and chic. And once we paint the house, you'll kind of see it all come together. But yeah, nothing really surprised me here. Seattle Urban Farm Co. has developed a simple, straightforward, clean lined, industrial, beautiful piece to accent the garden. Now, who would I recommend this to? Pretty much anyone. It is going to be a little bit costly. I did pay for this by myself. Yes, I know Seattle Urban Farm Co. because I met them at the flower show, but I'm not being paid to sponsor this video in any way, shape, or form. If you have God, how much is it? This is $349. Like I said, it comes in 4 different colors. You know, for me, this investment was 100% worth it. In addition, it's in my front yard, so I want it to look dialed. At the end of the day, I would buy this trellis over and over and over again. And actually what I've been kind of thinking of is adding one to the cut flower garden down below and growing my sweet peas up it next year. Of course, I have to kind of like get that area ready, but here's what I noticed. I have 1 extra piece left over. So the way that this has been constructed is such that I could leave off one of these finials, use my extra connector piece, and have 2 sets running along. So I have a full 16 feet of growing length. So there you have it. This has been my unboxing, installation, and review of the Freyr Trellis. Thanks for coming along. I would love to have you back for future episodes. Please like, subscribe, do all the things, and come on back. We'll see you soon. Okay, can I nerd out for a second? Because like when you create something, I don't know, I think there's something really cool about being able to create something and send it out into the world. Like this feels important to me. It feels important. Like, good job, Hillary. You did it. God, that's cool. Okay, let's get it in.